We should allow people to slowly roll off of TANF and stand on their feet. Let's not make this charity, which is a handout. Instead, give us your hand. Help me the right way. End poverty in life by investing in ours. Thank you.
So our next speaker is Renita Pitts from Lifetime in Oakland, California.
Hi, my name is Renita Pitts, and I'm with Lifetime, based in Oakland, California. I'm a mother of 5 and a grandmother of 21, and I'm their role model. My ex-husband and I worked low-wage jobs and still qualify for TANF in the state of California. He left our family after 23 years. I faced multiple barriers. I was now a single mother, high school dropout, welfare recipient, recovering drug addict, and I had the invisible disability, which is dyslexia, which actually it affects your education. I went to school from 8 a.m. in the morning to 4 in the evening to do the same work that a normal student could do overnight. I also experienced domestic violence, severe domestic violence, as many women do on TANF. However, I was able to overcome. I am a success story. I completed Laney College with 3 associate degrees in social welfare, African American studies, and general curriculum. I transferred to UC Berkeley, where I completed a BA, double BA in social welfare and African American studies. I worked with the Women of Color Resource Center and the National Radio Project as a freelance radio producer. In addition to working at Laney College now, I earn $20 an hour. I make $1,000 per presentation with instructors, and I make $350 at every training with instructors. I don't know who came up with the 5-year time limit. I don't know who made that formula, but it took me 10 years to get a double BA. And with women with children, you know, we need that time. We need time to be able to take care of our children, because we're mothers first, and also work and attend school. And it's not as easy as it sounds. I'm asking the committee today to consider cut the time limits completely and allow women to go to school and take care of our children. We're not lazy. We're not what many people think that we are. We want to strive. We want to do better. We want to go to school. But there's so many barriers. TANF was my biggest barrier. The greatest barrier of all was the TANF program, denying me the right to go to school, constantly fighting with social workers, going back and forth. No, you can't do this program. You can't do that program. And in the end, I decided I'm going to go to school, and I'm going to take control of my future. I'm also asking that they allow women to have access to higher education, where we could become citizens and pay taxes and do the things that we need to do as normal citizens without having to go through the stress and the hardships and the difficulties that I had to go through to complete my education. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Catherine Sullivan, or Kat, from Power Parents Organizing to Win, Parents Organizing for Welfare and Economic Rights in Seattle, Washington.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm really nervous, so. My name is Kat Sullivan, and I live in Kenmore, Washington. If you want to end poverty for my family and others, this is what you can do, and it won't cost you a thing. I'm a lifelong low-income worker and former welfare recipient. Over the past 35 years, I've struggled to provide for my family while working low-paying jobs. I'm also an activist so other low-income parents won't have to suffer what my family suffered. My paid work did not support us, and my children went without a parent while I struggled to make ends meet. It taught me that saying, "Can I help you with your homework?" is far more important than saying, "Do you want fries with that?" Far from doing nothing, caregiving is not only saving tax dollars, it is preparing for our country's future as well as caring for our country's past. Women lose on the average of $500,000 in paid wages while working unpaid family work. Creating institutions to do this job would cost taxpayers billions more. TANF does little to support caregiving. Instead, it exploits women with low-wage work that does not cover our family's basics. A single mother is unable to afford the time or money for an education and is left to flounder when in essence she's working 2 full-time jobs. When people ask me, why should I support women and their children, I reply, why should the next generations pay your Social Security, fight in your wars, take care of your infrastructure, or even take care of you when you can't do it? Reforming welfare costs the taxpayer more money, or the reformation of welfare costs the taxpayers more money than supporting parents to be parents. A low-wage job will not pay for the cost of childcare, much less the essential needs. A low-wage job will not provide health benefits that leave families destitute whenever a member gets sick. A low-wage job will not allow a family to support themselves in their old age, leaving the younger generations to care for them. You might be surprised at the messages my kids took from my low-wage job. Once when I couldn't go to an important school function for my son, he said, "You know that dumb job you do you work all the time, Mom? I could make more in a day on the street than you could make in a month." My kids' anger at my not being there for them reflects to this day in their lives. They all dropped out of school. They did not see the value of working only to be homeless, going to school with the burden of pretending they were like the other kids who didn't have to do their homework by flashlight, or eat out of a donated can because their mom was not home for dinner. What to them is the point of being responsible, caring, and sober when your hard work doesn't even pay the rent? Mother work saves our country billions of dollars in unpaid work that ensures our country's future. My dream is that you respect this work enough to consider it valuable to support mothers with access to education, living jobs, and community-funded support for caregiving. Then, instead of seeing paid work as the only way to contribute, taking care of family and community can become an essential part of the personal responsibility in the 1996 Personal Responsibility Act.
And our next speaker is Christina Schnetzer from the Ohio Empowerment Coalition.
Thank you. My name's Christina Schnetzer. I'm from rural Blanchester, Ohio, and I'm with the Ohio Empowerment Coalition. As a single mother of my beautiful daughters, Sunny and Cheyenne, I was able to obtain my BA in Humanities from Antioch University. But there was a time that the only cries for help that I could hear were my own. I was tormented in my own way, stalked at the foot of my bed, beat for calling 911, and victimized in front of my children. My blood clots have healed, my loose teeth have tightened, and sometimes I can sleep without recurring nightmares of my oppressors. Yes, oppressors. After divorcing a violent man, I did once again face violence. But as I'm writing this account, I'm sickened that after years of trying to find adequate counseling, I found no real help, no real relief. Even 10 years later, the family violence option that was enacted in Ohio lost funding before the remaining 15 counties were trained through Job and Family Services to recognize domestic violence. My county, of course, is one of those 15.